guys, before this video starts, I want to take a moment to dedicate this video to Autism Awareness Month. It affects a lot of people, including myself, so I wanted to say that. With that out of the way, enjoy the video. It's Autism Awareness Month, you know what that means? I don't. I'm doing something special this month, and for this week I'm going to celebrate it with the Stunticon, starting off with Dragstrip, which sadly is not a stripping drag queen. What a disappointment! Dragstrip released alongside his fellow... Wait, what? Dragstrip released before the other Stunticons. I guess this was to promote the second wave and to throw in another Decepticon in the start of Combiner Wars. As you can tell, some fans got upset from that. I didn't care, we got the Stunticons anyway, so thanks for the salt. Dragstrip is basically Will Ferrell in Talladega Nights. If you're not first, then your mom gay. Dragstrip is so full of himself that even his fellow Decepticons can't put up with his bullshit, but he doesn't care. They're just jealous. They wish they had a whole 10 subscribers. Dragstrip transforms into a formula-inspired racer, sadly missing the two extra wheels the G1 famously had. Boo! That aside, the coloring is nice and the detail work is pretty good. The purplish red and cheese orange is really cool, and look at what's holding the wheels, that looks really good. No paint on the back, but with the mold and design, does it really need it? You can fit the universal combiner attachment to the top and fit the thumb into the spoiler to help hold it in place. Gotta say, I like the look. The blade can plug to the side, but meh. Did I bend it? No, it's supposed to look like that. Alright. The black cockpit doesn't support a specific driver, but maybe a decapitated Unikitty could work. I'm not sure if the head's too wide, but the front doesn't seem to tab down all the way. And because of that, rolling's blah. I would have preferred the 6 wheels. Just feels like a bit of his personality has been taken away, but I really like the shaping, and it feels nice. Robot mode. And here's Dragstrip in robot mode, and where did you get the punk rock makeover? Bleeding eyes? Hidden emotions? Man, the proportions on the whole looks different. What a curvy man, but I oddly don't mind. I think for a new Dragstrip it works, and at the very least, he stands out from the crew. If you want to change things up, you can untap the back, rotate the spoiler, and pose it like so. If there's one thing I don't like about the toy, it's the knees. They have a loose wiggle that feels kinda shitty. Did someone say, oh, take it less? Tight ball joint in the head on this scary stem of thin plastic. Hinge and ball joint in shoulders, rotation below, elbow moves, wrist sway, waist rotates, ball joint hips, rotation below, and knee joint. And some foot posability if you want. Too bad that head's on tight ball joint, because that stem of plastic has me scary. A face only a mother could love. I can't tell if he's got a stupid grin or he's the Dark Knight Joker. Do you want to know how I got these scars? No, not really. Let's look at some stuff. The figure includes a gun from the Universal Combiner attachment and the blade that can be used as an awkwardly held gun. Oh, look at how curvy he is! Damn, he's got some attitude! Don't have a cow. Is that supposed to be sleeves? Okay, what? In leg mode, I think it works, with the nice curves that complete the silhouette, and the front of the car that expands out and works around it. I think it's one of the better legs in the series. Too bad the head's right there. Usually Dragstrip is shown in arm mode, so that's where I'll usually display him when it's combined. It's not too bad, the arms are right there, but I guess it kind of forms a bulky arm if that fits. Hand seems to pop off easily, and the elbow wiggle isn't doing it any favors. You can give him a knife if you want, you puss! Dragstrip certainly isn't bad, and I really have a few issues. In robot mode, he looks pretty different, but the Dragstrip vibe is still in there. Just a little more emo punk metal rock kid, which, hey, I think it works for him. He's the only Stunticon of the first wave, so I think he's pretty easy to get, even today. So get yourself a blue-faced McFinnigan.
Hey guys, it's 01 Transfan, and we just want to take a minute to dedicate this video to Autism Awareness Month. And with that, I hope that you guys enjoy the video.
I'm gonna have an emotional breakdown. That's funny. Breakdown is absolutely crazy, constantly living in the belief that everyone and everything is watching him. I'm glad I'm not the only one, to the point where he'll wear a tinfoil hat, crush science with flat earth theories, and claim they're putting drugs in the water that turns the frickin' frogs gay! Breakdown transforms into a boxy little race car. You can tell it's a race car, they inform you on the windshield. 15 racing? And this came out in 2015? Some conspiracies going on here. His main color features a slightly off-white, with blue at the bottom and red on the hood. Painted rims? Oh god, Miss Universe. Breakdown somewhat resembles a Lamborghini, and man, that V-shaped spoiler is pretty epic, though it reminds me of a painted seagull on a portrait. There's a hole on the top to add weapons, but the Universal Combiner attachment uses little tabs to plug on the top of the car. And use the tab on the thumb and plug it to the slot for some extra grabby. Looks like the original toy. You can attach the gun blade onto the... Here he is on the tab, and... Okay. Take note, make sure the combiner port tabs onto the front of the car, otherwise it's shit! What a cool little race car. Probably not so unique in terms of its shape, but pretty aggressive in its own way. Robot mode! Robot mode, I'm not sure if I like its look. Might fascinate me, but his legs look too short, mainly the upper legs. His body seems long, and the body and arms seem too boxy, although I guess that's what they're going for. He's probably the least interesting looking figure from the team, but if you read the wiki, it actually makes sense. He doesn't want to stand out in front of the crowd, so in a way, it works. I love the head sculpt, with the blue square helmet and ketchup-stained face. Although, his mouth seems disappointed by his giant eyebrow. Did someone say, articulation? Ball-jointed head, ball-joint shoulders, hinge and ball-joint elbows, waist rotation, ball-joint hips, rotation below, hinge knee, heel, and foot movement. I think the weakest shortcoming is the hips, not the ball joint, but the transformation joint that helps expand for better birthing. There's no stopping point, so he goes full Shakira. Weapons include the Universal Combiner attachment that you can add as a gun or plug it onto the back. You can also fold up the thumb and use the side tabs to slide in, so it'll be closer to the body. Also, the gun blade that you can add as a gun or a blade. Why is this the only combiner piece from the set that's actually painted? All the other ones are molded plastic. Was he bored in kindergarten, painted it up, and he can't get it off? In leg mode, it's pretty simple. Actually, the knee from the front of the car seems a little big and sticks out, but other than that, same articulation, nothing much else to say. Arm mode is alright too. Again, it's pretty boxy, but very bulky. I will say that weird hip joint in the transformation gets really annoying in this. Every time you pose it, it's like, no. So Breakdown's probably not my favorite, but now that I think of it, I actually kind of like it. But there's a couple of things that kind of takes me back. I don't think it's bad at all, not my favorite. It's just tearing me apart, Lisa!
Hello everyone, and this is Comedy Cam, and I know, excuse the hair. I'm here with my good friend Brian on spreading the word for Autism Awareness Month. I know this is a very important cause to him. In the words of Megatron himself, your cooperation is essential. We will be best equipped to make people more aware of autism only when we are united. Yes, I actually just quoted Megatron for Autism Awareness Month.
Hey guys, what's good? So continuing the Stunticons, we can't forget about Dead End. Oh no! Dead End is, pretty depressing actually, constantly putting his thoughts in the disappointing future, right down to the universe imploding on itself. Yikes, maybe someone should be more like Unikitty. Dead End's alt mode resembles a Ferrari 458 Italia, with the original Dead End colors mostly red with the recognizable yellow stripe across the one side. Different from the original toy, which transformed into something of a Porsche. I know that because it's the only G1 Stunticon I own. Actually, why do I have so many Dead Ends? Aside from the gray piece that sticks out, how hard would that be to paint? I don't really have an issue with the alt mode. Its dark color scheme is pretty cool, and the silver rims looks amazing. Now if only the Universal Combiner attachment had somewhere to go. I mean, there's a hole to plug it on, but his Deluxe teammates use the bit in different ways. Just seems cheaped out. Also, the pipe is... there? I don't know why, but he looks like a slithering snack. The pimped out sports car is pretty fantastic, aside from some nitpicks, but will the robot mode be, I don't know, as good? is a good-looking depressed bucko, even with the new head sculpt. Don't know where it came from, but who cares? The colors are fine. I think the orangish gold and metallic silver helps, but the molded detail is the highlight. Just look at the chest. I have no idea what's going on, and I dig it. Let's get into articulation. Ow, that's tight. Ball jointed head, hinge shoulders, ball joint shoulders, rotation below, elbow bend, wrist sway, waist rotation, ball jointed hips, rotation below, and knee joint. I'd like to point out, when you're pulling back the windshield for transformation, push on the back. I heard that if you just pull, you risk breaking it. Can I point out that this head ball joint is super tight? It's scary. It makes me scream. Let's get into the weapons. And the biggest, most annoying problem. Weapons include the universal combiner attachment with twin blasters and a giant pipe. That's pretty creative. You can put it sideways as a gun. You can have it this way or rotate it to use the peg as a barrel. So what's wrong? Depress this shit? Can't even get a grip on things? You can plug it to the shoulder. Okay. Seriously, this weapon just falls out. Not even a little loose. Just doesn't hold. Thank you, gravity, for doing the actual work. Also, these joints on the hips are a little too loose. Leg mode is, well, it's a leg. Giant kneecap and all. But make sure that the robot legs are combined properly, otherwise the stem attached to the foot will wobble a bit. Arm mode's not the highlight. The loose hips makes posing a challenge. The legs don't like to stay attached, the stem wobbles more, and the hand pops out too easily. I mean, it looks fine at least. Also, these shoulders get in the way of the combiner torso, so it's just a lot easier if you lower them like this. I can't consider Dead End to be a bad figure. I mean, I love the look and color deco. Maybe I was overhyped, but I'm a little disappointed. Some of the issues shouldn't be issues at all. Hell, seems like they fixed most of them with later figures. Oh, and don't worry, if you miss out, there's a billion repaints you could get. A few things backtrack this from being fun, but like Johnny Bravo, you could get by with looks alone. What a terrible message for kids.
Hi, I'm Larry of Larry Arts Productions, here in support of Autism Awareness Month. And now, let's see what Brian has cooked up in his oven. I just cooked up eggs. Yeah.
Alright, the last Stunticon limb of the set, and my favorite guy, Combiner Wars offer. Who the fuck is this? The fuck? Why did they replace Wild Rider? Replace Breakdown? Who cares about him? But wait a minute, why does Alpha Bravo get a pass? Because he doesn't fucking replace Wild Rider. Anyways, Off-Road joined the Stunticons after Wild Rider's embarrassing leave, and even though he's up to the task, the other Stunticons are a bit suspicious. Maybe it has something to do with this color scheme he took from the missing con. I think Lizzie McGuire did an episode on that. Unlike the other Stunticons beside the big boss, Off-Road transforms into a pickup-style truck, and man, does it look pretty alright. I love the chunky bulk of this bruiser, just filled with smashing all-terrain glee, with red windows that he probably killed for. He must have done a messy job. Check out the paint streaks on the side, and gunmetal hood that says, I'm here too, you know. And look at that hungry, fat-lipped face on the front with painted headlights. Oh, and painted rims too? Though I still feel like he's holding back. I don't know, you have so much gray that you could paint up, but I'm not sure if adding more streaks would ruin it. Don't fix something that isn't broken. The universal combiner attachment can be added to the tab on the bed of the truck, and it looks like an engine power-up. Even fits into the back of the canopy. And while the axe just plugs onto the side, kinda looks like it's just a truck for a really mad lumberjack with tools on the side, and I dig it. As a pickup truck, you'd think he'd do the heavy lifting duty. Well, you can make use of all 4 of the holes on the back. Heck, he could carry all 4 combiner weapons. Probably the reason he got hired. This bulky bruiser is a welcome addition to the Stunticons even as a truck. So good that Robots in Disguise made 2 of them. You know that's good because the show has quality. Off-Road works in his alt form, but can he pull off the robot mode? In robot mode, man, I do miss Wild Rider, but Off-Road's a handsome lad with his own vibe and personality. Even the colors are different with the zombie green face and light blue limbs and crown. Look at that head! Got the cheeks of Angelina Jolie! And the eyes of Willem Dafoe. Dangerous! Did someone say articulation? Ball jointed head, ball joint shoulders, panel joint, rotation below, elbow bend, waist rotation, ball joint hips, rotation below, and knee bend. Man, that backpack, giving Huffer a run for his money. Big and chunky and shoved in the face of everyone at the subway. Red titty windows, bikini season. Weapons include the universal combiner attachment with 4 barrels and an axe that's a little scary. Just use safety goggles, yeesh. I dig the look, but I feel the arms are too lanky. All talk, noodle arms. There's plenty of different colors, but I still feel they could have done more. Most of the gray seems pretty dry. I'm glad they chose some brighter colors to stand out, but I think that's the point. But could we get some more gunmetal in here, please? I know I mentioned this before, but silver rims? Hot darling, he's on the dress code for Deluxe Stunticons. Oh man, the leg mode! It's nothing new. It gets the job done, and I like how the knee kind of flows down with the leg, rather than just being a giant chunk of a car. In our mode, it's basically the same thing as the others, though the tabs on the legs don't hold well, and same with the arms. I noticed that the peg hole is cracking. I feel like Alpha Bravo got away with it because Slingshot, the replaced aerial bot, is not a character I'm attached with. I miss Wild Rider, and at least we got the frustratingly hard to get one. Off-Road is a pretty cool, aggressive new Stunticon that doesn't feel out of place despite being different from the rest of the crew of this size. Even if you don't want him as a Stunticon, I think Off-Road is pretty cool on his own. Just wish I got the Wild Rider. Oh, I got the Prime toy. Everyone wins!
Hi, this is the Lazy Eyebrow Reviewer, and I support Autism Awareness Month.
Hey, wanna play some Blackjack? I don't know how to play Blackjack. In Combiner Wars, each combiner can work with a specific legend-sized character, and Blackjack's no different to that. The original Menasor toy came with a little racer car from the chest of the combiner, and Blackjack now takes that spot, but who is Blackjack? Originally, this Decepticon character released in the Patrol Motormaster line. Blackjack wasn't the toughest of his boy band, but he's always calculative, and always planning ahead with his thinker box. Blackjack transforms into a little black car with some purple and silver detail, also pimpin' gold windows. Congrats, you can afford gold windows. Try driving, asshole. I can't tell if it looks like a Ferrari, maybe a Lamborghini. Who cares? It's pretty cool aside from the hinges on the bumper. No painted rims? It seems the trend is broken. I don't know if this is just me, but I like the angles and sculpting from this aside from the canopy. The front looks absolutely aggressive, but then you get to the top and it looks too clean. I'm not sure. You can add the weapon using the tab, and man, does that just complete the look. Overcompensating much? A giant barrel sticking out with an unnecessarily oversized spoiler saying, "Attention please!" You think the spoiler would just add more weight to the back? Do more harm than good. The bottom of the toy's pretty clean too. You'll notice the upper legs, but maybe they're just cylinder exhaust. I don't know anything about cars. Blackjack is a pretty cool little car. Small but full of energy. Robot mode. Blackjack in robot mode is a pretty sporty little fellow. Black surrounded with applications of gold and purple, welcoming and owning his Decepticon faith. Hey, the original toy never had a face mask or visor. Now the run amok and runabout repaints make sense. Did someone say articulation? Head rotates, ball joint shoulders, rotation below, hinge elbow, ball jointed hips, and ball joint knees. Not much going on, but for a Legends figure, you can get some pretty good expression. He's somehow fun to pose, however, I have a problem with the shoulders. The wheels get in the way, plus the little tab and pin holding the thing is Also, it gets tight in specific points. I appreciate the cutout so that the wheels can go by and hourglass figure. Look at the detail inside the torso, completely owned, but the arms feel a little flat, and the legs are a mixed bag. I dig the shaping, but with abs like that, it feels like lost opportunity all around. Only one weapon, but that tops a ton of other Legends figures. Just the spoiler that forms a big-ass double-blade axe. I bet his shoulders be hurting. There's no tabs in the body, so I'm not sure where the chest is supposed to rest. You can leave it forward if you're into that, or pull it back to show off them abs, bro. A little too much junk in the trunk, perhaps. Combine mode is just the car with the weapon plugged sideways. Shit damn. Blackjack alone is just an oddity. This random Micromaster Decepticon with a modern Legends class toy? I mean, I get it's for the Combiner, but why Blackjack? I shouldn't question why we have it, but more so why we haven't gotten more Micromasters. This is a treat into the obscure. Wait, is obscure even a thing anymore? A fun little Decepticon with disrespectful attitude, and I love it. Thanks to Chris Vellner for this bad boy, and get yourself a Blackjack at... I wish I had a sponsor.
Hi, this is Chris Hogue with Evangelist Central, evangelist.ca, just saying I support Autism Awareness Month, and I hope if you've got folks in your life who are going through any kind of trouble, be respectful of them, and remember it is their struggle, not yours. So have some empathy, and if folks are trying to figure stuff out, figure it out with them.
Ladies and gentlemen, here he is! The big boss! The major player! The tons of fun! Mega leader! Grandma's fetish! Moan! What? Yeah, something! Motormaster is the king of the road. Well, that's what he calls himself. Motormaster is the leader of the Stunticons, who are basically his dogs he barks orders to. If he tells you to do something, you better do it or he'll take your TV privileges away. In alt mode, Motormaster... Wait, where's the rest of you? Motormaster used to be a black semi-truck with the trailer. Now he's a gray flat-nosed cab. Okay, I guess it's because they wanted to do Optimus, but even that doesn't make complete sense to me. Prime had a trailer too. Hell, there's a G1 episode where Optimus disguised himself as Motormaster, so who cares? Take a look at Motormaster's truck, it looks... meh. It's mostly just a gray truck and kind of a mess. You got the silver section on the front that looks great, and the purple stripes add some needed color, but the smokestack's having nothing despite the gunmetal color on the side, and what windows? There's a big chunk of black that's just there, and the black bits on the front that fuck the scheme over. You could plug the sword to the gun and add it to the back. All 3 peg holes are specific to the peg, so other weapons can go cry in disapproval. Does anyone else see a very unsettling face in there? Oh, come on, the rims aren't even painted. It's really not that bad. I like the heft, and he still fits into the crew. But look at the Takara one, that's sexy as hell. I think my problems aren't what we have, so much as what we could have had. But if you transform it right, at the very least, it's solid. Robot mode. Someone's been eating his meat. He's a hefty child, even for a Voyager. And while he could use more colors, at least the purple and black is way more spread out. A lot of the detail in the torso just seems lost. There's so much going on, it's a real mess. I do like the black chest, looks like Austin Powers. Alright, enough with the Minecraft cosplay. Oh, that's his head? Damn, I didn't think box heads would be my fetish, but here we are. I especially love the light purple on his squinty-eyed face, constantly judging you with a passion. Did someone say, articulation? Ball jointed head, shoulders out and in, forward and back, rotation below, elbow bend, waist rotation, hips out and in, forward and back, rotation below, and knee joint. From the waist down, most of the joints can be tighter, especially since this is what holds up the Combiner. But man, those knees are terrible! Do the Motormaster boogie. Weapons include a pretty rigid sword and a spiky gun that would probably fall apart. I mean, it looks cool and bionicle. You can disconnect the feet for fun action! You can also disconnect the shoulders for... I don't know, didn't ask. I'm not gonna talk about the combine mode too much in this, but I'll say he's the weakest combiner torso I own. Shoulders barely tab in, leg joints become aggravating, but the head looks fantastic even with the bent horns. You can open up the chest or leave it close or spit on it. If it wasn't obvious, Motormaster isn't my favorite Voyager of the line, but that's not to say that the personality of Motormaster isn't there. His bulky shape makes him feel fun and powerful. He's definitely the leader type. I can totally hear him screaming orders at his members from his smooth, sexy Kylo Ren chest. If you love the Stunticons and you've got the other members, I'd say go for it. Now stop being so grossed out. Ew.
Alright, I'm gonna choke this man out to raise awareness for Autism Awareness Month.
Help me! Well, we're here. We've taken a look at the individual members. This explains why my lunch money's gone. The gang's all here. Wreaking havoc and bad for the environment, the Stunticons is a ragtag team of Decepticons who dog the bounty hunter still can't catch. Even under the rule of Megatron, they cannot be contained, but their lust to rule the roads is a perfect weapon for the side. Before we look at the combiner, let's sum up the Decepticon hextuple as one. Speed and chaos is their words, and they spread it with a fiery passion. Even with Blackjack added to the mix and Off-Road replacing Wild Rider, you can see the unity and the dysfunction of this family. Hell, Off-Road probably makes him more dangerous, crushing and bruising things as he please. Each character is carrying a different color scheme and shape, stands out in their own way, but Motormaster as a semi-truck, I don't know if it screams speed, but it sure as hell says only one of the universal combiner attachments feels slapped on. The others use some sort of unique way to plug it in. I think Breakdown's my favorite. All weapons can be added, but aside from Blackjack, you can tell most of them are just throw-ins. At least Off-Road becomes a frickin' tank. Get ready to tear up the streets with the menacing mayhem of vehicular bot slaughter. But do they fare in robot mode? This is the gang you don't want to mess with. Each Decepticon either looks dangerously crazy, dangerously brooding, or just simply dangerous, each with their own unique style fit for their personality. The thoughtful Blackjack, the in-it-to-win-it Dragstrip, the paranoid Breakdown, the super depressed Dead End, the mischievous Off-Road, the king Motormaster, the vicious Killer Croc, each Deluxe is just a bomb ready to go off one way or another, and with their traits, it's gotta be hard to contain them. Then Motormaster steps in and says, no McDonald's apple pie if you act like dicks. The Masters of Chaos don't cause accidents, they make them. Sadly, each one carries something that I find pretty annoying. The knees on Dragstrip, the pegs for Dead End, hips on Breakdown, just to name a few. It just doesn't seem like they're up to their full potential, but hey, it's the Stunticons. Being pristine isn't their thing. But what will their earth-shattering quirks create once they combine their forces into one mind? There's a name for that. Let's take a look at Menasor. Here we are, the moment of truth, Menasor, formed by 6 Stunticons, and man, it's meh. I mean, you can definitely tell this is Menasor and his personality's still there. He's not all bad, but out of all the combiners I've got, he's the weakest. Let's just... oh boy, where do I even begin? Blackjack can't hold for shit. There's a bunch of fan modes you could try, but... here's an idea. Take him out, close the chest in there. What? There's nothing wrong. Nothing's changed. What are you talking about? I believe they designed this so you don't need the Legends toy? Thanks shit. The hips are terrible, loose forward and back joints even with the ratchets, and the outward movement is out of line. I noticed this is fixed on both Optimus Prime remolds, but for some reason you can either have the legs scrape against each other or wide and droopy. Apparently there's a revision wave with Motormaster and some fixed hips. Well, okay. Hey, if you flip up this little piece... Did someone say articulation? I'm so happy. Ball jointed head, hinge forward in the back, shoulders out and end forward in the back, rotation below, double elbow, wrist rotation, thumb forward in the back, fingers, waist flap moves, waist rotation, hips out and end forward in the back, knee bends, rotation below, feet rotates, front of the foot moves, and heel adjusts. Motormaster's weapons combine to form a pretty kick-ass rigid sword that looks good on smaller figures, but on Menasor it looks like an oversized butter knife. It's far from bad, and you can fan mode a gun out of it. If only Dragstrip can keep the fist in. You can also use Blackjack as a smashing weapon. Not sure if he's a fan. Ooh, but the horns aren't straight. I don't care. Look at the face. It's sculpted well and a bit haunting. The face is the stuff of nightmares. You know what? If you're interested, do me a favor and look up all the fan alterations. You could possibly improve Menasor depending on your preference, not to mention the third-party add-on kits. You can open up these back flaps and hide the ports on the top using the panels. Or, you know, slap it. These shoulders could fucking lick my shit. These shoulders rely on tiny tabs and the fucking balls... Frustrating, go to hell. Man, those birthing hips. I shouldn't body shame, but hot cinnamon bun. You could throw in the weapons wherever you want. There's no bad answers. It won't be on the test. Compared to Superion, he's actually slightly taller, so points for that. But the gap in the neck? Where's the throat? The fuck? If you open up the chest, you get some sweet nip action. I think I'm fishing for jokes. You could do this. Yeah, but... So is Menasor the one to pick up? I think separately, despite many faults, they're more fun as the boy band bastard covering more ground, just shooting the shit and winging it. The unpredictable Menasor is good by embracing what Menasor was, but he's certainly the weakest or one of the weakest combiner figures. I don't blame anyone for passing on it, but he looks so good next to Superion. I guess when it comes down to it, I bought it for the character, and putting up with the flaws, I still end up liking the guy. It was an early Combiner Wars figure, and at least they fixed many of the issues in later toys. Thanks to everyone who participated in the Autism Awareness Month special. It's an important cause for me, and it means so much, so thank you guys for watching, and Menasor has no ass cheeks. I don't know why I feel the need to mention that, it's weird.